I'm Stuart Cameron. Welcome to Friday's Look at Rugby. Already underway tonight is the early kick-off under-20 Six Nations game between Scotland and Wales at Netherdale. Several players with Borders connections in the squad, including Rory Howarth from Gala, Ross Graham from Hawick, and Melrose trio Lewis Carmichael, Neil Irvin Hess and Tom Galbraith. Last week it was all about the start of the Six Nations, with Scotland scoring the only try of the game in Paris against France, but losing the match 15-8 with 5 penalties against them, and it's that penalty count which will be vital to keep in check on Sunday against Wales if they're to have any chance of overturning that 51-3 deficit last year at the Millennium Stadium. I had a quick chat with Stuart Hogg after the French game, and he gave me his assessment.
Yeah, we were pretty pleased with the performance. We made a few mistakes that allowed the French to get into the game, but we're fairly happy. For us now, it's concentrate on our next job. Obviously, we've not started the way we wanted to, but hey, we're in a good position to move on now. I thought the boys really stuck in for the first minute to the last minute and really fronted up in defence. So, overall, we're fairly happy.
And this really was the first big test, wasn't it? Because it's obviously the Six Nations.
Yeah, it's a fantastic tournament to be involved in, and obviously we'd loved to have taken a win away for there, but it wasn't to be. But as I say, we'll move on to the next job, and look forward to getting back to BT Murrayfield next week.
What about the penalty count there, which was a little bit concerning?
Yeah, it's obviously disappointing. We pride ourselves on being a well-disciplined team, and there's far too many penalties given away. Allowed France to get in some good field position and get the driving maul going, which you could see was fairly effective. So on our behalf, that was pretty disappointing. But overall, as I say, we can be pleased with our performance. We know where we went wrong in the game, and this week I think we'll make amends there, and come Sunday we're ready to go again.
And of course, one of the big pluses was the defence today. No tries let in.
Yeah, it's a massive pleasing point for us. Matty Taylor, he's always on our backs about our defence, and you can see how much it means to play for Scotland. Boys are fighting for the jersey, really putting their bodies on the line, and that's all we can ask for. And
of course, personally for you next week, Wales is a big match.
Yeah, it's massive for me. Looking to make amends for last year, but it's not about me, it's about the team. So I'll hopefully just do my job as well if selected. So I'm excited to go.
And the boys are confident?
Yeah, we are. We've got to be. It's only the first game gone. We're still win this tournament, so let's go for it.
More from the Scotland camp later in the programme, but let's quickly tell you what happened at club level last Saturday. All our National League teams had their games wiped out, but in the Border Shield, St Boswell's came from 10-0 down to win 45-10 against Hawick Lindeen and remain unbeaten for a second year in all competitions and in pole position to carry off the Shield with one more game to play against Hawick Harlequins later this month. In East League 1, Berwick beat Langham, while Gallow IM outclassed Walkerburn on the road. And so to this week, and the local fixture list is dominated by the BT Cup quarter-finals. Boroughmuir hosts Stirling County. It's Ayr against Glasgow Hawks. Heriots play Howe Fife, while the game we're concentrating on, obviously, Kelso versus Hawick. Now, during the week, I spoke to Kelso's Murray Hastie, but first a quick word from the Green's Scott McLeod, who I caught up with following his first cap appearance for the Scotland club team's victory over Ireland at Netherdale last Friday night. Well, Scott, first cap and a win against Ireland, that's not bad.
Yeah, I couldn't ask for more, Stuart. We've not had a lot of training sessions together. We had 3 leading into the Scotland under-20s game, and that showed, but then we've had a couple since, and boys are just really buying into the structure, and they got clued up really quick, and it showed there tonight, some tremendous effort for the boys.
Tell me what it feels like to run out with that Scottish jersey.
Oh, it's an absolute honour. When I got the selection, I was just serious. I couldn't believe it, but I just took it in my stride. Really got up there with the boys. They're all a great bunch of lads, and we've just came together as a unit straight away. Everybody's just best of pals, so it's just great. Eh?
We were a bit worried early on. You'd only played about 5 minutes, and off you went.
Oh, I thought worst nightmare. I went down. I think I caught somebody's trailing boot. And then when I got up at double vision, and I shouldn't have mentioned that to the physios, because as soon as I mentioned that, they're like, you have to come off. And then I had a 10-minute assessment, and then it went from maybe going back on to definitely no going back on to going back on. So I'm thrilled at that, because I was a bit gutted when they says no, but then to get back on, it was great.
Of course, this concussion thing really is a big thing at the moment.
Yeah, it is, yeah. Everybody at the clubs, all Prem 1 clubs, probably the leagues below that, have all had SCAT tests, and they've all got the information, and I got assessed there where they could compare results, so they were happy enough to put us back on, so I was thrilled at that.
And England County's next, something a bit of an unknown quantity, but they're going to be a big team.
I'm not sure what to expect from them, but being England counties, yeah, it'll be huge, it'll be massive. They've already played Ireland, I'm not sure how that result went, but looking forward to that again, just see what the selection is. If I get picked, then so be it, I'll take it again.
And you've got a taste of this international rugby now. I mean, there's will be a lot of club players, this will be their pinnacle, but presumably for you, you're going to want to use this as a stepping stone.
I'm not getting any younger, I'm aging a little bit now, I'm 25, so I mean, this is just a great honour anyway itself. If not happened, then I'll remember this for the rest of my life, wearing the thistle on the chest, so happy with that.
So obviously we've got Kelso in the cup now, turning back to club rugby again, and that's a very important one. And on paper, Hawick should walk it, but it's at Pointer Park, anything can happen.
Yeah, totally. It's a border derby as well. Kelso will be fired up for that. That's a great effort. They get into the quarterfinals, so we'll never look past Kelso in the next round. You have to just take everything as it comes. And Kelso they've been looking decent in Prem too. So no, can't look past Kelso in a border derby.
Well, Murray, this is about as big as it gets, isn't it, in the borders? I mean, obviously there's been some great Hawick and Kelso ding-dongs in the past, but this is the BT Cup quarter-final.
Really looking forward to it, Stuart. Obviously we've had a lot of tough battles with Hawick over the past few years, but this one obviously being the quarter-final, we've not had a cup run in a wee while now, so to get to that quarter-final down at Pointer against Hawick, it doesn't get much bigger, to be honest.
And of course you came through via a bye and then Preston Lodge and then Musselburgh, so not glamour teams if you like, but at the end of the day you've earned your place, you're in the quarter-final and you're one step away from the semis.
Yeah, it's still very difficult teams that we came across. We played well against those teams, so we're going in confident, and obviously to get this quarter-final at home is important, and also against the border team you couldn't ask for much better, and hopefully a big crowd down at Pointer, a lot of support and a good game hopefully as well, so looking forward to it.
And the pressure's off Kelso really, isn't it? Because everyone's saying, oh, Hawick's going to walk this, you know, they're a Premiership side, you're struggling a wee bit in the National League, but it's a border derby.
As you say, we've been in this position before against the topper border teams, and we've stuck in well. We've not really had as many wins as we'd hoped, but hopefully, again, if we stick in, then as you say, you never know what's going to happen in a border derby. Hopefully we can get the win and get onto the semi-final. And
how important is the Cup to the club like this? Because it's been a wee while, as you say, since you've had a good run.
Obviously it's massively important. Obviously league's very important as well at the moment, but we're taking this Cup game as a massive importance to the club, and hopefully we can do well in that. But again, for the supporters to see us in that quarter-final, it's massive for the members of the club as well, so yeah.
And a little bit about the league, because you've had kind of an up and down season, obviously. You had some really good wins, of course, Watsonians early in the season in particular, and we're now winding down. We've got just about 6 or 7 games to go in the league. It looks as if you're away from the relegation zone, but, you know, you're still not going to take it for granted.
We're definitely not going to take it for granted. We've just talked about it recently, saying that we need to get wins on the board. As you say, we've had a few good wins here and there, but it is getting down to the nitty-gritty, and we need to get a couple of away wins, but we definitely need to get the home wins as well. So we're working hard at training, we're looking forward to it, so yeah, definitely.
Murray Hastie, and before that, Scott McLeod of Hawick. And Kelso v Hawick is a 3 o'clock kick-off tomorrow at Pointer Park. It's bound to attract a big crowd. The winning team will enjoy a home tie against either Holders Heriots or Howe of Fife. Well, that game is doubling as a Booker Border League match, as is the National League 1 fixture between Peebles and Jed Forest at the Geights. Both matches will be featured on Radio Borders tomorrow from 2 o'clock on Saturday Scoreboard Live with Keith Clarkson. Involved in the commentary positions will be Bruce Miller, Dale Clancy and Stuart McFarlane. Well, also in National 1, Selkirk are out for 17 in a row in the league as they face Mar, who won away at Aberdeen Grammar last weekend, producing a bit of a shock result. So it's going to be tough for Selkirk, and a win won't just be good for them. It'll help their fellow border teams as Mar struggle to stay out of the relegation zone. In National League 3, Hawick YM are at home to Irvine. In East League 1, all 3 local sides are away. Duns at Linlithgow, Hawick Lundin at North Berwick and Berwick, who visit Portobello. St Boswell's will travel to Trinity Accies in East League 2, while Gala YM are also on the road at Bo'ness in the 3rd Division. For the rest of the show, though, let's concentrate on Scotland versus Wales on Sunday. We hear first from captain Greig Laidlaw.
Yeah, we're delighted we're playing here at home. BT Murrayfield, and I believe it's a sellout crowd, which is always brilliant for us to play in front of, and we really need the fans behind us this weekend. It's going to be a big occasion, and we're desperate to win the game. But we're all just concerned about ourselves. I think we've played some good rugby out in France, you know, and that's a sort of template for us going forward, and we just want to better small parts of the game, and if we can do that, that'll put us in the best possible position for us to be able to win the game this weekend, which has got to be a tough test again against a good Welsh side.
Alastair Strokosch is on the bench and will no doubt come on at some point to make an impact in the back row.
We've got to win. We're at home as well. We're at home against the team that humiliated us last year, so there's more than just sort of tournament points at stake as well. Bit of pride in it too. No, it was horrible. You know, probably the worst feeling I've had, having lost a game. You know, and you know you could hear the Welsh team singing away and swan diving over the try line when they scored. It was a horrible experience, and it's not one I want to happen again.
Alastair Strokosch. Well, once again, the Gray brothers will pack down together in the second row. Last week we heard from Richie. This week it's the turn of brother Jonny.
Watching the game from last week, they want to get the win this week, and we know how good Wales are. You've seen the Norton Test, a good win against South Africa. They've got threats throughout their whole team. They're very physical, very direct, good at contact, but they've also got dangerous runners throughout. So they've got threats all over the park. So it's going to be a really tough game.
Jonny Gray, and that's it for your Rugby Tonight.